Hello, very good morning. Welcome to the Mega News 6 Live, direct from our studios here on the 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Estate, Nwa Adubano. The news is also live across all our social media handles on MBN 360. My name is El Samuels. The headlines.
President John Dramani Mahama has announced a series of interventions aimed at improving the welfare of inmates at Nsamon Medium Security Prison. In business, the Bank of Ghana recorded a year of notable fluctuation in its asset structure in 2025. The international fruit suspected gunman at Washington press dinner identified as 31-year-old Californian.
This and many other stories coming up. The President John Dramani Mahama has announced a series of intervention aimed at improving the welfare of inmates at the Nsamon Medium Security Prison, including plans to increase the prison feeding grant amnesty to selected inmates, and support the construction of a fully equipped hospital for the facility.
The president made the announcement during a visit to the prison where the Men's Ministry of Ring Road Gospel Center Assemblies of God donated assorted food items to inmates. The visit forms part of efforts to support inmates and draw attention to conditions within Ghana's correctional facility. Addressing prison officers and inmates, the President Mahama acknowledged the challenges associated with the current prison feeding allocation and assured that government intends to increase the amount in the next national budget. He noted that the existing 5 cities feeding grant per inmate has become inadequate due to high rising food prices and increasing operational demands on prison authorities. According to the president, government is committed to improving the welfare of inmates across the country, ensuring that correctional institutions are better resourced to meet basic needs. President Mahama stressed that improving nutrition within prison is necessary, not only for health reasons, but also for preserving the dignity of inmates. He explained that whilst inmates are serving sentences, they remain citizens entitled to human treatment under the law.
They have a amnesty. After trouble, inmates 998 ekofie. I feel so. They be yield for 1,000 na okofie. Na enchebia July bosumu a Republic Day. Ebema sa amnesty no. Na e yield for 1,000 okofie.
Away from the Nsamon Medium Prison, let's go to Nakana Naduli Akali, where the Vice President, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman, has commissioned an ultra-modern ICT facility at Sankana cluster of schools in the Nadoli Kalio district of the Upper West region to boost digital learning and expand opportunity for people, particularly girls.
The fully furnished air-conditioned center is expected to transform teaching and learning in Sankana community, where access to practical ICT education has long been limited, especially for people at the girls' model school. At the commissioning ceremony, teachers and people expressed appreciation to the Vice President, describing the intervention as a life-changing and a major step towards improving digital literacy. For many learners, access to computers and hands-on ICT training has remained out of reach. The new facility marks a turning point, providing modern computers, reliable connectivity, and supporting amenities, including washroom to enhance learning environment. The district chief executive of Nadoli Kalio, Mary Haruna, said the project goes beyond infrastructure, describing it as a tool to empower young people, especially girls, to compete in an increasingly digital world. The headmaster of Sankana DA Junior High School also welcomed the initiative, noting it will significantly improve ICT teaching and learning outcomes across the cluster.
Now we move to the Gender Ministry, where the government, through the Ministry of Gender, Social and Children's Social Protection, has officially launched the national onboarding of 400,000 newly eligible households onto the Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty LEAP program. This decision represents a vital step towards strengthening the delivery of social safety and expanding care for the vulnerable.
The LEAP program, which was introduced in 2008, has evolved into one of Ghana's top social protection intervention, increasing from 1,654 homes in 21 districts at commencement to about 350,000 households nationwide before the present review. The program is aimed at offering support to very deprived households as well as elderly persons who have no support, orphans and less privileged kids, individuals with severe infirmities, and expectant women and mothers with babies. The recent addition to the beneficiary that took place follows a full nationwide re-examination done using the Ghana National Household Registry, intended to improve targeting accuracy, transparency, and efficiency in the delivery of social assistance. Honorable Dr. Agnes Na Momolate, the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, delivered a keynote address, described the launch as a clear statement of commitment, reform, hope, and highlighting Ghana's government determination to build a more reactive and reliable social protection structure.
Monday, the 27th of April, you will see that our service providers will be coming around the communities, we'll be taking the biometrics of beneficiaries, and then we'll commence the onboarding. This is a process that started in 2008. And since 2008, we've not had any form of assessment or reassessment. Across the sub-region, Ghana is the first to lead in this charge. And we take pride in that. But beyond saying that, we are committed to ensuring that the system is more efficient and serving those that it needs to serve. And so we have reassessed the people from the field. We've collected the data, analyzed it, and those that are beneficiaries of it, we are going to enroll or onboard them from next week going. Nobody should panic. It means that some people are exiting or graduating from the program because after the implementation of the program over the years, their lives have improved. And because their lives have improved, those that fall within that poverty bracket now must come on board. And that is exactly what the exercise is about. And so we are bringing them on board to also benefit from it. Gradually, I believe and trust God that we'll be able to reach every household that needs to benefit from this. But we are onboarding 400,000 household beneficiaries.
The Minister for Children's Social Protection, Na Momolate. Now to the business desk, where the Bank of Ghana recorded a year of notable fluctuation in its asset structure in 2025, with special drawing right SDR reserves emerging as one of the most volatile components.
While the year began with a sharp rise in SDR holdings, the momentum proved difficult to maintain as values declined towards the end of the period. A closer look at the central bank's balance sheet reveals a broader movement across foreign assets, government claims, and total assets, painting a complex picture of Ghana's macroeconomic management. However, this upward trend began to weaken sharply. By May, SDR holdings has dropped to 64.73 million cedis, followed by 72.05 million cedis in June. A modest recovery was seen in July at 721.70 million cedis, but a rebound proved short-lived. The second half of the year saw a continued instability. SDR holdings recorded 649.98 million cedis in August before surging again to 264.87 million cedis in September, the highest level for the year. This spike was followed by a steady decline, with October at 1.532.37 million cedis, November at 1.157, 0.33 million cedis and December closing at 1.384.05 million cedis. Despite ending the year significantly above the 2024 level, the inability to sustain earlier gains underscored the vitality of SDR reserves and their sensitivity to external financing conditions.
Away from the business desk, let's look at the international front, where the man arrested after shots were fired inside a hotel where the White House correspondent Dina was being held on Saturday night has been named to the BBC's news partner CBS by law enforcement sources as Cole Thomas Allen.
The 31-year-old suspect is from Torrance in Los Angeles region, California. He was detained by a security agent inside a Washington Hilton hotel. He told law enforcement officials he wanted to shoot officials in the Trump administration, two sources told the CBS. Citing the sources, CBS also said at least 5 to 8 gunshots were fired during the incident. CCTV footage posted by Trump shows a person rushing past security officers who then turned to chase him. At last night's press conference, police said the security officials and the suspect exchanged fire without saying how many shots were fired. Washington Interim Police Chief Jeffrey Carroll said the suspect was struck by gunfire but was taken to a hospital for evaluation. The suspect was a guest at a Washington Hilton hotel where the correspondent dinner was taking place. Carroll said, adding he was armed with a shotgun, a handgun, and multiple knives. Trump later posted a close-up photo shows a shirtless man on the floor with his hands cuffed behind his back, with Secret Service standing around him. Pictures later emerged showing FBI agents and police searching in an area at California address believed to be linked to the alleged gunman. He worked for a tutoring firm in Torrance called C2 Education. Two law enforcement sources confirmed to CBS. In December 2024, he received a Teacher of the Month award from the company. It was unclear if he was still employed by the company. The Torrance Unified School District told the CBS in a statement that Allen has never been an employee of their district. California Institute of Technology confirmed to CBS in an email that Allen graduated from the Caltech in 2017 but provided no further details. Junior Perrill, the U.S. attorney for Washington, says the suspect was facing 2 charges with firearm during a crime of violence and assault on a federal officer using a dangerous weapon.
And that brings us to the end of this morning's news at 6. But for more news, log on to MBN 360. But before we take leave of you, let's take a second look at the stories making headlines.
President John Dramani Mahama has announced a series of interventions aimed at improving the welfare of inmates at Nsamom Medium Security Prison. In business, the Bank of Ghana recorded a year of notable fluctuation in its asset structure in 2025. The international front suspected gunman and Washington press Dina identified as 31-year-old Californian.
The news was also live across all our social media handles on MBN 360. For more news, log on to MBN 360. My name is El Samuels. Up next is a sports update.